So yeah, I'm dtail74. This is Onzin. Time will start when the player character spawns in after the opening cutscenes have been skipped. So just in a little second here. Yeah, 2 players, 1 controller, Hollow Knight. It's Hollow Knight but harder, basically. We just have to communicate a lot. In case you're not aware, Hollow Knight is an indie Metroidvania from a good couple years back at this point. It's been an extremely popular speed game for its entire lifespan, and we're looking to change things up a little bit today. So Onzin here has a bunch of different keybinds for movement. You've got walking and jump and also the pause menu. And then I've got basically everything else, which currently isn't actually that much because you start the game with very few abilities. We only really have the nail, our basic attack, and the ability to heal using the soul, which is our main resource. It's the gauge in the top left. It's currently empty. You gain soul by hitting enemies with the nail.
As we just did.
Like just now. At the start of the run, this isn't going to look too different from a regular Hollow Knight any % speedrun. There's 2 of us playing, but we've practiced this a lot, and we know what we're doing, so it is going to look fairly smooth for a while, but as soon as we get some more abilities, that's going to drastically change, because as the game gets more complicated, as we have to do more things, and as we have to communicate more about things, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. So right here, we're going to hit the ground so hard we have to stagger a little, but if I quickly open the items menu and close it again, we can cancel that animation to save a few frames. And here in Dirtmouth, you're jumping.
Yeah, we jump. Your movement speed and your speed while airborne are usually the same. There's a couple exceptions. One of them is Dirtmouth, the other one is Shops. But jumping isn't affected, so we just jump all the way through Dirtmouth, and we ignore Elderbug.
Yep.
It's slow.
As per the insensitive. Though, if that does end up getting met in the middle of the run,
we'll talk later.
We will be able to talk to him later as well. So do keep pushing for that incentive if you want to see that.
Yeah, chat, you know.
In that case, though, it won't lose us quite as much time as it would in the first instance here. But in any event, right now, our main goal is to get the Vengeful Spirit ability, which is why we're heading through Forgotten Crossroads, this first area of the game. We're going to do a little quick strat here, hitting that stalactite into the aspids to kill them instantly instead of having to chase them down. And then hopefully, if we get this properly, not quite, but we might be able to do the backup strat. There we go. We can pogo over the worms to save a little bit of time waiting. This run is basically segmented into 2 parts. We're going to first be collecting a whole lot of special abilities and then collecting the actual main objectives of the game, the Dreamers. And it's also roughly split into 2 halves in terms of difficulty. As soon as we get to the Watcher Knights boss fight, everything suddenly spikes and gets a lot harder. But that's 20 minutes away or so at this point. For right now, as I said, we don't have access to a lot of abilities, and the game is being very, very nice with what it throws at us. So everything's mostly pretty easy right now. Like I said, the Vengeful Spirit's going to be the first ability we pick up, as it would normally be. That's going to give us access to the second region, Green Path, which is where we need to go next to get more abilities to keep progressing the game. Vengeful Spirit is basically just a very simple projectile attack. We're going to be using that as our main source of damage for the remainder of the run. But it's also just very useful in hitting enemies from far away, which is going to be very valuable later on.
Vengeful Spirit is one of the 3 spells you can pick up in the game, and spells do require soul to use. That's the same resource we use for healing, as you just saw. We won't be getting the other 2. They're off the beaten path, and although they deal a lot more damage, it's just not worth it.
It's just not. They're very, very, very far out of the way to get. In terms of any percent.
Indeed, that was a boss that we just kind of only beat up for a few seconds, and then we just walk through the game.
Boss.
Yep, False Knight is, you don't actually need to kill him, you can just leave.
It's just a friendly sparring match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew that until they showed me their run.
Yeah, the developers were nice. They didn't force us to fight the entire battle,
It's
which
lovely.
would be like thrice the length and
we'd have to do
thrice as
3
boring.
more of those cycles.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more interesting, really.
All right, but we got Vengeful Spirit.
Yes. So now is when I have to start pressing some more buttons, because now suddenly I have to do this ranged attack, although we won't actually use it for a minute here. In Ancestral Mound, which is this area, you're supposed to use the Vengeful Spirit to break down all these barricades and stuff, but if you do it right, not like that, it's actually faster to just do it with the nail. So we're going to be doing that pretty much everywhere, and only actually going to be using the Vengeful Spirit when we get to the end of this area where there's a mini-boss that we can't kill without it, with some exceptions, but we're not going to do that, so don't worry. All of these little boulder enemies are... Oh,
that was an awful spawn.
it's fine. All these little boulder enemies, the little armadillos, are precursors to this big guy over here, and we need him to spit one of the small ones at us so that we can farm some more soul. Ooh, okay, that was a good save, thank you.
That was a thing.
Because, you know, we need soul to cast fireballs, which we need to defeat the boulder, because if you get too close to it, it armors up.
We'll be having another one in a bit.
Yep.
Usually they just have a 50% chance to spawn either a child or
Nice
menu drop.
Killer, do you want to explain those?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so
It's fine.
so like opening the menu while falling like they just did kind of just makes you fall really fast. It's just kind of a weird thing, but very useful in lengthy falls. Just speeds it up quite a bit.
We stand menu drops though.
That particular one doesn't really save a lot of time at all. I've timed it out, and it's precisely 0.2 seconds if you get it perfectly. If you get it anything less than perfectly, it starts losing time. I go for it anyway because I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, second boulder. This one's blocking the way to green path, like I said, so...
That
was very unfortunate. Okay, so we're gonna need to kill 2 more of these babies, but luckily he's very nice. Like Onzin was trying to say, they've just got a 50%. They've just got a 50% chance of spitting a baby versus spitting acid. So if they spit any more than like 3 or so times without spitting a child, you're pretty upset most of the time.
The record is about 14.
Yeah, I think my personal most is like 12 or 13 as well. That's my bad. So again, for reference, I have the nail, so anytime you see us just like falling on an enemy without pogoing it, that's usually my fault.
Yeah, by the way, coming up is where normally in Hollow Knight 90% you do a pretty famous skip with using Vengeful Spirit. However, it's pretty difficult to do that with 2 players. So instead we'll be doing what would normally be seen as the backup for that one, where you lure this fly over up there and pogo off it. Let's see how that goes.
Great.
Nice.
We heal.
Great
We do
job.
heal, yes. If we're gonna heal, you're usually gonna see us do it just before entering into a room transition. The reason for that is that some rooms in Hollow Knight are heavily cycle-based, and so we don't want to heal at the start of a room because that's going to make us be off-cycle for that room. A lot of rooms it doesn't matter, like this one it didn't actually matter, but we've trained ourselves to do that anyway for those cases where it does. Do you also want to heal after this room? And
Just fireball.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Like I said before, as we get more abilities, we're going to be communicating more, and so you're going to hear us like ask each other little questions or make certain call-outs that we've discussed beforehand. All of that is just practiced for the most part. We have a certain like collection of strats that we like to do for each room. Like right there, we know how much soul we need, so we know when we're going to be going where, and we can build off of each other like that.
Was there a boss?
No, that's just a little guy.
Just an enemy.
This is like sort of a mini boss encounter because it does lock the room and it's like a big jump scare sort of thing, but it's only actually a normal enemy that you end up fighting a lot more of later. We're not actually going to do that. That is the only Moss Knight that we're actually going to kill. But
Yet again, was there something? It was just gone.
yeah.
Vengeful Spirit is just so strong.
Kaboom.
That was a boss.
That was actually a boss.
Wait, that counts as a boss?
Yep, that was a boss. That was venge
We heal.
flanking. We do heal.
We rescued our best friend Zode.
Yes, or totally your best friend.
That menu drop I just did into the loading zone, that actually loses time. It mostly depends on how strong your PC is, because menu drops make your game lag a little bit. And so like with a powerful PC like this one, that only actually loses like 2 frames at most. But my PC, which is not very powerful at all, doing that loses like almost half a second.
Anyhow, we're on to our second boss. The first one that...
Second real boss.
Yeah, the first one that actually poses a threat. This is Hornet. She does...
Hornet things.
She does Hornet things. She jumps and she charges and she does that, whatever that may be. She's kept hit. She is usually the first boss people struggle with in casual play, and when we started 2P1C, we also died to her a bunch.
Yep.
But by now, it's still Hornet.
Very solid fight, though.
That was actually like
That was
genuinely
one of the
good.
best fights we've ever had, yes.
I'm pretty confident in saying it was the best one.
All right, there you go, and we've unlocked the dash.
We sure have. This is the part where I start pressing real buttons. Because now all of a sudden, Onzin isn't the only one with access to movement. I have the dash now. The dash is pretty straightforward. It just moves you forward a set amount at a set speed, and you can do it in the air, and it stalls you, vertically speaking. And if you pogo off of an enemy with a nail, it refreshes the dash. So we're basically just going to be using that every couple of seconds for the entire rest of the run because it makes us go fast, and that's what we're here to do. So a lot of gamer frame.
Yeah. It might also be worth mentioning that just now they save and quit to get to the bench. You'll see a lot of that and various death warps. We'll probably talk more about that when that happens, but for now, this game has funky saving mechanics.
It sure does. When you load a saved file, it just sort of spits you out right at the last bench that file was saved at, including if the last save that file made wasn't actually made at a bench. And so in our case, the game already saved when we got the dash, but since that wasn't at a bench, if we save quit, we respawn at the Ancestral Mound bench, which is way closer to where we want to go, Fungal Waste right here. So that saves a bit of time. We're going to be doing the same thing again once we're done in Fungal Waste.
The basic idea, after every major item the game saves, and there's only a couple places where it actually hard saves you to a non-bench, which we will be encountering, unfortunately. Outside of...
we don't need it. We don't need it.
Actually. Outside of that, we can just save quit and bench warp to the last bench we used.
Just need to be careful in Village.
Which can be used to skip a lot of backtracking.
Yep. Aw. Oh, wrong way. My bad. Should have waited a little longer. Like I was going to say earlier, a lot of the movement throughout the rest of this run in 2P1C is going to just be based on us calling out whether we go over or under things, whether we dash or don't dash, or when we dash. So that we can play off of each other like that, because obviously I need Onzin to jump in certain places, Onzin needs me to dash in certain places or to pogo, and so all of that is some of it we've practiced enough to where we just sort of do it, right here, this is a set pattern that's more or less the same every time, we just sort of go tank.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you just took a different path to Man's Village than any percent of 1P.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah, what normally in a couple rooms back there is a trick called Explosion Pogo, where you pogo one of the exploding sporg projectiles. Unfortunately, that's difficult.
It really is. It's perfectly learnable for one player. There's a couple different setups for it, and you can sort of figure it out, so it's not the worst thing in the world, and it saves a lot of time. But for 2P1C, because it's a combination of all of the buttons that we have access to at this point, basically, it's nigh impossible to time it properly together. I think we tried it once and then just moved on forever.
Yeah.
We might go back to that if we end up really grinding this out, but we'd have to get good times straight up for that to ever matter.
That trick saves 20 seconds.
A little more.
Failing it once takes about half a minute. So
that depends on how you fail it. If you fail it
if you fail it the
then
bad way, you lose about half a minute, which is just not worth it.
It's sort of rough. Anyway,
we got a wall
Mantis
jump.
Claw. Yeah.
That's all. We just got a wall jump.
You can do it infinitely up just one side of a wall, just like in plenty of other similar games, like Metroid games or Cyber Shadow that we saw earlier. So all of that. The wall jump's fairly straightforward, and you just do it with the jump button, so that's another thing that Onzin does have access to.
Final thing I'll get.
To play about. Yeah, that is the final new button that you're going to get, and it's hardly a new button, but...
So we did just unlock the stack station. That will be relevant for later.
Yep.
Speaking of, it might be relevant to mention that the money route is interesting.
Interesting to say the least.
Yeah, but say hi to Grobmother. Or wait, what's the name?
Cruise Mother.
Cruise Mother, yeah, whatever.
Oh, dang it.
How did that not?
We were two in her hitbox.
Eh.
Yeah, that was sort of ugly, but it's fine.
Whatever.
I miscounted her health, and she gave us a pretty bad pattern. Cruise Mother's behavior is, in fact, RNG, so you do sort of just have to eat it sometimes.
Also a fight that likes to say, but wait, there's more.
Indeed. Which is a pretty regular thing in Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Sheesh.
not an easy pattern to deal with. The thing about Gru's mother is that, like, when she spawns all those little babies at the end of the fight, they all spawn in more or less random positions within the same range. And ideally, what you do is you just fireball them all at once to kill them really quickly. But normally, you just set that up really fast. You take like a fraction of a second to just jump and drift a little bit and then get in the right place. But in 2P1C, that's not that easy to do because Onzin has the movement while I have the fireball. So it can get pretty tricky. So like we don't.
Come on, come on.
It's fine.
It's fine. We still have 3 masks. It's all right. No, what was I talking about?
We picked up What's
wrong, guys? What do you got?
That is actually very bad.
That's actually too far. Yeah. It's fine.
We'll
We
do
can
the
go
backup
back.
instead.
We will. Well, the backup is to do it again, but
The backup is to die again, yeah.
no, it's fucking not. No, wait, no, you're right. You're right. We're fine.
Where even is the damn thing?
We just go over here now.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's right here. That was a bit of a goof. I committed to the bit a little too hard there. This is an intentional death.
The previous one wasn't.
The previous one wasn't quite. I went a little too early. No, in any event, the shade here, our little buddy that spawns. We need a hit.
Yeah,
we need a hit. Okay. The little buddy that spawns when we die, we can just do this and leave. So we can abuse the fact that we have that wall jump to get extra height and then pogo off the shade and then dash up into the wall and wall jump again to just get up over that high ledge and get into Blue Lake, which is a very interesting room with deep and nuanced movement.
So instead we'll be talking about the shiny trinket that we just picked up.
Exactly.
What we just picked up was one of the charms. The charm system in Hollow Knight is basically you have a bunch of charms, they all have a notch cost, and you have a bunch of notches, you can equip whatever you want. We won't be doing anything like that. We'll just be using Shaman Stone. Yes, we got that again.
Why?
We will just be using Shaman Stone. It ups both the damage and the range of our spells, which is very good because our spells do a lot of damage.
They sure do.
At the very least compared to our nail.
I see there's a donation, so this is actually a great time to read that.
Sorry, I had to quickly go back to my seat for that one because I had to fix the little screen. I indeed have a donation. I have €3 from Satanic Nerd saying, glad I could catch Hollow Knight and very happy to see this game receive a better showing than mine. Save the grubs. And it looks like that €3 went to the Elderbug incentive. That means we are currently on €28 out of the 150 that we need. So we still have a long way to go, but it's still possible.
We can do it,
We can
chat.
do
We
it.
can pay respect to the elderly. Let's
We can
prove
do
it.
it until the very end of the run, even. So
Yep, all the way until the end, we can still do it.
Also,
Elderbug deserves a social life, guys. Come on.
also shoutouts to Satanic Nerd for being an awesome dude. Sad you're not here, buddy.
Yeah.
Miss you.
All right, so in this sequence, we're just taking it really safe. What you'll see one player runs do is take this very specific dashing route between all the platforms to like skip some platforms here and there and go faster. We mostly don't do that. We're just taking it easy. I have to make sure not to press the dash button when I think I should. Muscle memory is a little bit of a jerk here.
If
but
I'm
if
not
we do fall,
mistaken,
that
you're
would-
used to this room lagging a lot.
I am,
You?
because again, my PC back home isn't very powerful, and so this room has so many particle effects that like this room lags real bad on my computer. So that was a little bit weird, but it is better this way for sure. All right, here we go. Oh, I was so
Damn.
close. Do you want to explain that?
I don't know how it works.
It's if you pause the game there, it gives you limited control of the knight before he, strictly speaking, wakes up. So you're not able to really move, you're not able to jump or anything, but you are able to dash.
You
among
are
other
also
actions.
able to jump, actually.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Proven wrong. But in any event, you're able to dash, which is the relevant one. If you pause early enough and then like perfectly chain 4 dashes together, you are actually able to just get into the loading zone on the right side of the room before the knight wakes up. And that's going to cause a whole bunch of shenanigans that are too complicated for me to explain before we have to explain other things, which is going to make us go really, really fast. It saves about maybe 8 seconds, 10 seconds if you do it real proper. And like you can also get it to save a little less time than that if you do it less well. But we've also never gotten it in 2P1C, and I've only ever gotten it once normally, so.
The thing we just picked up back in the dream sequence before we did the fancy pulsing was the dream nail.
Yes.
We can use the dream nail for
I'm sorry.
for two things.
There we go.
We'll take the money, whatever.
Yeah.
We can use the dream nail for two things. We can dream nail enemies to get an entire 3 hits worth of soul that is mostly relevant on a single boss. And
2
it
bosses.
is ish. I mean, yeah, fair watchers. And we have to use it to progress into the game.
Yeah.
It's just a required item. That it has any use at all is nice.
Right there, we sit on that bench because we were quite heavily damaged, and so healing all of that damage off with our healing spell would take a much longer time than simply sitting on the bench. So
Also
we're
because we
gonna do
need
that.
to gather soul, and that takes forever.
That too, yeah. Ooh, that was my bad.
Yeah, we have a nice amount of soul, though.
So right here is where we're going to get a whole lot of money. We just killed this guy.
Yeah.
There. This is Gorgeous Husk, aka Gorgie or George, and there's a very specific pattern, dang it, that we want to do.
Just heal.
Yeah.
Just do regular.
Oops. All right, let's just farm.
Just kill.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So there's a specific pattern of slashes and fireballs here that you would do. That's pretty easy with one person, but again, because movement and attack are on these 2 separate people, and because the rhythm is like pretty fast, it's difficult to do it in 2v1c. We have done it before, but it's just not the easiest thing, and occasionally we mess it up.
By the way, we basically are just robbing the rich, right?
Oh,
Good.
yeah. And then we're going to use it to invest into infrastructure.
Donating to charity.
Yeah.
Good thing, right?
Yeah, we're Robin Hood right now. Nice soul.
When
good.
are we going to
I'm gonna do the fireball.
Yeah, we're going to invest in infrastructure.
Wow.
That was the wrong button, Willow. You're going to see me do that a lot because this is not the keyboard I'm used to playing on, and this is like a really heavy mechanical keyboard, and I'm just like, whoa.
Very quick note, that simple pogo that we just did skips an entire ability.
Yep.
Wow.
An entire ability, the boss fight it's locked behind, and the area that that boss fight is in. All of those we don't have to do just because of that pogo on that background object.
Also, getting to that area is
Also a
effort.
pain, true. True facts. All right, yeah, let's just, we're just gonna suffer for a
Fireball.
second. There we go. I also still needed a nail hit. There's a fly in front of my face. Love that.
Oh, great. So it's
Right,
just in
we
front
heal
of mine.
one.
It's an added
We don't need the
difficulty.
backup.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Okay, let's just go over this side. Okay. I wanted to pogo, but
Pogo to what?
the flying guy like we normally do.
Yeah, it's dead.
Okay, we're just gonna
Whatever.
heal. So this room is also on the more difficult side. There's this big guy, and then there's this flying friend. And again, it's one of those things where there's just like little positioning things that you want to do here that we can't do because that communication would have to go so fast that it's not humanly possible. So we have a plan going into it, but when that plan goes wrong, things start, well, going wrong. So right now, we're back on track. So there we go, he's dead. That's also roughly the way you would fight him in one player.
The idea in that room... Annoying.
Yeah.
The idea in that room was to pogo the flying dude once and then hit it with a...
What
Really?
a jerk.
And then hit it with a fireball.
Okay, we're just gonna
that
heal
would
too.
kill.
Oh, okay.
We'll heal it. We
Heal
don't...
2 after. Or do we
Yeah,
need to
fair
heal? I
enough.
guess we don't. 3 is probably fine, actually.
And then hit it with a fireball after to kill it, because 2 enemies is more annoying than 1 enemy.
Yeah.
Especially if the 1 enemy deals double damage.
Which the big guy, if he actually hits you with the swing itself, that does 2 masks instead of 1. So that really hurts. Nice. Good. So we call this elevator up with that lever, and then we just fall right past it. Very fast. Right now, we're deviating from the route. In case you've seen a Hollow Knight any % speedrun before, you'd know that we would normally be going to Watcher Knights at this point, the next boss fight. But we're not going to do that because Watcher Knights is very difficult, and the rest of the game is very difficult. And so we're going to pick up a little something extra, which is why the money route for this is a little bit funky and a little bit improvised. We want a nail upgrade, and so we're heading out to the west end of the City of Tears to go visit the nailsmith. The first nail upgrade, luckily, doesn't cost any materials, only money.
And it's rather cheap.
And it's pretty
thankfully.
cheap. So we only actually need 250 extra geo over the course of the run, which is perfectly doable.
But what it does is up our nail damage by 80%,
Yes.
which is huge.
It sure is.
Anyhow, we'll be safe quitting like after this weird cutscene, and then we'll be walking to watchers. So if the host has anything,
Now's a good time. Oop. I know what button to press.
Yeah, so while our host gets ready, yeah, as you saw, they took a bench earlier and it gets us all the way up there.
There we go.
Okay, is it time for a donation?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I have 200 euros from dtail74's mom and dad.
Guess we're talking to Elderbug.
Unfortunately, that did not go to the incentive.
Oh no, Elderbug.
But they are saying, shout out to everybody for using their hobby to raise money for mine. Now go get that PB, winky face.
It'd be impressive if we do. We're not exactly on pace, I don't think.
nothing went horribly wrong yet.
Don't jinx it.
Other than shit skip. All right, we are going to be mostly shutting up here.
Yeah. This fight is difficult.
So is that apparently. Okay, here we go. That's early. Whatever. Nice. Nice. There we go. Nice. Good start. I'm gonna fireball one here. Oh, nice. Whoa.
Nice.
That's fine. I'm just gonna go do that. They're both close, so if we can just farm a little bit here. Oh, really? That's too close, guys.
annoying.
That's not what I wanted. Cream nail. Oh shit. Okay, we heal next chance.
Which is now.
One. Heal one here. Under. Oh shit. Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Okay. So this is the hardest boss in the game for most intents and purposes. At least in this run, for sure. We're deviating a little bit from the strat that you would normally do here. That would involve a very specific rhythm of slashes, left, down, and right, to get like this perfect damage rhythm and farm soul at the same time. Okay, well
Really? That again?
That happened again. Just okay.
Really?
Fellas, get out of the elevator shaft. This is not OSHA approved. Honestly. Okay, let's just squish him. There we
Thank
go.
you.
Good. All right, I'm just going to heal one here, and then we'll heal up at the fight. So in any event, Watcher Knights is extremely, extremely difficult, and that fight was going really, really well. But then it all went downhill really, really fast. So that's sort of par for the course with this fight. It's
Heal.
Yeah, I know. It's really, really difficult. So I wasn't expecting to get it first try. We were doing really well, but let's see if we can do that again. So I'm gonna dream. Yeah, that's a shame. That's fine though. Oh dear, okay, heal 2.
You're still fine.
Yeah, it is. It's just a little slow, but that's all right. So our main like plan for this fight is just to heal whenever possible, which is when they're far away from us, and just stay above them and continue pogoing them like this otherwise. And if we're high on health and they're in a bad position to actually slash them, that's when we use Fireball. But we wouldn't really otherwise. Okay, let's heal. And then we farm this. Oh, that's an unfortunate pattern. I'm just gonna commit that.
This one should be almost dead.
It's not that close, but
Heal.
yeah. It's a little bit scary.
That's
okay.
nice.
That's fine though. It's nice when they're like huddled up like that, and you can just sort of hit both of them with the same attack.
Oof.
Nice back roll. Love that. Or well, strictly speaking, not back roll, but like fake back roll. Watcher Knights have a series of like attack patterns. They only actually have a few things they can do, but because there's 2 of them, and so they can do any combination of those things, it can get a little bit tricky sometimes. And especially because they've got this, like, they've got basically 2 moves that are rarer than the rest. And so it's just this one.
Yeah, just the fact that you're playing with 2 people and that you have to focus on multiple targets at once really can trip you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, with different times.
If you're both looking at the wrong one, like if I'm looking at Watcher A and you're looking at Watcher B, then like that is going to screw stuff up.
Anyhow, this is the end of the fight. This is the final Watcher. We thankfully only had to beat 5 because we insta-killed one of them by dropping a chandelier on their face. I am very glad.
Yeah, that is very, very good by 2P1C standards. In fact, I would be very happy with the second try Watcher Knights if I was doing this solo. So that's great.
Anyhow, our strat with Watcher Knights is basically to pogo them, because if we pogo them, there's really only one thing that can hit us, and that is them jumping. And for them jumping to be annoying, another Watcher has to do something else that is also annoying. Probably also jumping or rolling over the floor in a really annoying pattern. So it's a rather safe way to deal damage. It also builds up a lot of soul, and because we got a nail upgrade with 80% damage increase, our nail damage isn't actually negligible, even though we're fighting a late game boss with like no equipment.
Like basically, the way that we fight Watchers like this is the safest way, the most insured way, because the only thing that can hit us at that point is the thing with the lowest chance of occurring, basically is the thought behind that strat. This is a long cutscene. Host, please take it away.
Oh, thank you very much. I have 15 euros from Swift saying this is a public reminder that the Golden Deer is still the most interesting house to pick. We have memes, the best music, and Claude. Fear the Deer. And that one obviously went to the bit war between the 3 houses.
Fear the Deer.
D, please. I know that person.
Oops. a little too early. My bad. Aw, so
unfortunate.
Sad. We went for another menu drop there because this is the single longest drop in the game. Getting that menu drop saves like 10 seconds, 12 seconds, some shit like that. It's like a lot.
Stuff.
I'm still amazed that bugs could build like elevators like that.
Okay, well, there. So here we pick up another one of these relics. We've actually picked up 2 others before, but we didn't comment on it at the time. Those are really just money in disguise. We just have to sell them to Lem to actually get the cash.
Which is exactly where we're heading now.
Which is exactly what we're going to do.
Because how much do you need exactly?
We need 2150.
Yeah, and then another 250 after that, but 2150 for right now. So we're actually going to need to pick up a little extra.
Yeah, we're picking Lem back up.
Yep, but that'll be enough, so that's good. So this is exactly the same way that we went before, and in fact, we came past Lem's shop on the way to the nailsmith, but it would have been slower to sell, our relics at that time because we didn't have all of them yet, and so we would have had to come back to the shop anyway. So we're just doing it all now. But unfortunately, after beating Watcher Knights, Lem goes out for a walk, and so we have to go out to the fountain just outside his house to go pick him up before we can actually sell our stuff to him. So he's right here.
Please talk. Oh, that reminds me, we are playing on simplified Mandarin, Chinese, because that language just scrolls instantly rather than taking forever. Of all the instantly scrolling languages, this is simply the fastest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it should be mentioned that some language do instantly scroll and others don't, I believe.
Exactly.
It's dependent on the alphabet, not the language, strictly speaking. So like all of the Latin alphabet languages, English, German, Spanish, they all scroll slowly. And I believe it's Mandarin and the Cyrillic alphabets that scroll instantly, I want to say.
It's weird.
But like something like that in any event. And of those languages, like you said, Mandarin Chinese is simply the most compact. So it's the fastest overall. That in total only saves like 6 seconds. But most of it is from Lem's shop just now because that's where the most dialogue happens.
And I guess talking to Elderbrook if we do that.
Yep, that's another one. If you talk to Elderbug on German, which is the slowest language, it costs about 15 seconds.
Really?
Yep.
Didn't know he was that slow.
It's a little bit less than 15. It's very, very silly.
I think it's like half that on simplified, right?
Yes!
Oh my
Nice!
Yes! Oh my goodness. We immediately messed it up afterwards, but it doesn't matter. That is like probably the hardest thing you're going to see us do, including all of the stuff that we actually need to do.
QGA holds a candle.
QGA holds a candle, but like nothing else comes close. That jump is so tight.
Also, we have time for a donation now.
We sure do.
All right, thank you very much. I have 35 euros from dtail74's sister.
Hey.
Saying Bapanada.
Bapanada.
And it looks like that money did go to the incentive.
Ooh. Hold up, Elderbug. All right. So here we're buying the Lumafly lantern with all of this money that we've collected. We only need this for one thing, but it is going to come in handy as well, because the lantern will light up dark rooms, and that'll be useful in dark rooms. So that's great.
Yeah, normally you would do those blind if you were alone, but yeah, that's not really fun to do.
We wouldn't actually.
No, in this category you wouldn't, because
In
this,
90% it is fastest to get the lamp.
Oh, really?
this category uses lamp to get
Okay,
into
wait. We need to. Yeah,
do
we
the
need to
thing.
do
Yeah.
this.
I
fine.
immediately messed it up.
Leave.
Yeah. Okay, we'll
Kill.
just kill the thing.
Yeah.
Heal, and then kill the thing.
Sorry. There we go. This room is very hard.
We'll continue later.
Yeah. Shit. Nice. Good save. Okay.
Okay.
Kill tick tick. There we go. Okay. That's fine. It's okay. Just don't lose your cool. All right.
Fair enough.
That room sucks. The Vengeflies are really big and really fast, and they chase you. I don't think any more needs to be said. Sorry. My bad. Let's farm.
Yeah. There they are.
Nice.
Okay, great.
Kill. There we go. So we're just doing this to farm some health. There's a little bit of extra money too, but we don't really need that. Sorry.
Okay, back on topic for
Yep.
the lantern. The lantern, it really does only a couple things. It allows you to buy the toll that we just bought, because normally that's a dark room, and we're not allowed to purchase anything in the dark room. It also allows us to fight no eyes, but that is completely irrelevant in this category. So all it does for us is that toll, and it has the nice convenience of lighting up every dark room, and we have to go through Deep Nest, and Deep Nest is dark.
It sure is.
And we don't like that.
So you mentioned that normal any % also does it. Is there categories that do not pick up the lantern?
Plenty. Steel Soul wouldn't do it. Low percent wouldn't do it.
There is a route in any % current patch that doesn't do it.
True, but that route is suboptimal, I believe.
That route is not suboptimal, it's just stupid.
Oh, well, that explains
That
why
is
I've never seen anybody do it.
That was.
No, there's also,
That is the thing with. Whatchamacallit with Stallball.
Oh, right. Okay.
Stallball
Okay,
doesn't
we need to
it.
we need to farm at the top here.
Yeah, I'll just wait for this idiot.
No, I believe there's also routes of like other bigger categories that would also not get the lamp immediately and would do some dark rooms blind, but then get it later.
Yeah, all skills and walls. All skills and 112% don't get it immediately either.
Right.
So as people can tell, there's just a ton of categories for this game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's a
people
lot.
have done anything.
We have too many.
What we've done Menderbug % can't be much worse than that.
Aw.
Anyhow, we're in Crystal Peaks.
Yep.
This is difficult.
Yep.
Everything here is cycle-based, everything here sucks, and everything here is just annoying.
In 2P1C even more so. So Totem?
Yeah, obviously. Didn't die here, yay!
Yeah. On practice run earlier, we did a big old goof in that section there. Let's heal. And and we just took way too much damage and died, and it was not good. Nice.
We can stand there.
We can. You learned that yesterday.
Did I?
I think so.
Well, you found out now.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Okay, we didn't die here.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Using that little conveyor there to give ourselves extra downward speed.
Conveyors instantly give you downward speed, but your fall cap is higher, so instantly unclinging is the better option.
And now we unlock the zoomies.
The zoomies! And we're going to immediately save quit again, this time back to Dirtmouth.
So
And
there's time for a donation.
there's time.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. I have €5 from Feely saying good luck with the run.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to need it because coming up very shortly is one of the most RNG-heavy sections of the run, the Umeå boss fight.
Before that, we'll do Crossroads Acid Skip,
Yep.
which is a
Hard.
thing.
It's not like one of the harder tricks in the run necessarily, also not in 2P1C, but it is the sort of thing where it's easy to like forget how to do it, sort of, and like at least my end of it.
Also.
And then like it can get sort of messy sometimes. But
Also, the thing we picked up, it's called Crystal Dash.
oh yeah.
If we charge it up, then it allows us to dash over the screen without caring about the floor or anything else of that stupid sort.
Including
we can
acid.
also use it to do this.
Cling
That
to a
acid
wall.
is deadly, but if we never touch it, then nothing will ever happen.
It
to
doesn't
us.
actually insta-kill you, for reference, but it does hurt.
How difficult is Acid Skip compared to single player?
That
first
one
one-
isn't that bad.
No, that first one isn't that bad in single player, and it's not much worse in 2P1C. But we're going to be doing a second one after the Umeå boss fight,
Which is
Queen's
likely to-
Gardens Acid Skip, which is likely to take more than a few attempts, because that is the hardest thing in the game, or in the run, in single player, and it probably isn't anymore in 2P1C just because of like the boss fights, but it's still really, really hard and much harder than in single player. So we'll see. Also, nice geocount. Good stuff.
This is Umu. Umu is two things, invulnerable and annoying. Umu is completely invulnerable unless an NPC called Curl shows up. I do not want to be there. What was I thinking? Unless an NPC called Curl shows up and attacks it, after which it will have a short window where we can actually hit her. She only has 2 attacks, and you've seen both of them by now.
Fireballs.
Yeah, fair enough. Just fireball from here.
Nice.
He'll
That's still good. Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
next
The
jump
next
again.
one. Next one. Oh my! That was almost like so
He'll-
crispy clean. Shit. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was all you. That was all you.
That was just luck.
But it was your luck.
This is going to take a while.
Yeah.
In single player, you would have nice. Again, do not want to be there. In single player, you have a nice setup where you damage her down a lot further than we can during the vulnerability window.
Nice.
But instead, we just pogo her.
Fireball.
Sure. Yeah, that
Nice.
works. Heal next chance we get.
Yep. Almost good. Okay. After this, stay away from me, man. Nice. Go to center.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, good damage. I'm dreaming.
This is also the one place where we want to use the Dream Nail, except for Watchers. We will
my bad.
not be using it anywhere else.
Well, we do use it to actually collect the Dreamers, the final
Yeah,
objectives of
but
the game. But
that's-
this is the only place where we're actually using it for the soul gathering. Fireball.
Is it
Nice.
that? Amazing.
That was probably the best Umeå we've ever done. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
By like a mile.
The problem with Umu is that it spirals out of control.
Yep.
If you are low on health, then you'll just get hit once or twice again because you're nervous, and although her attacks aren't that difficult to dodge, they are if you're nervous. Especially the one where just the entire screen goes blank with electricity. If you're a bit unlucky or if you're not prepared, it's annoying.
And like we said before, that boss also has a high amount of RNG. There's a chance for which attack she's going to do, and there's a chance for her doing a third attack on a cycle rather than just 2. And then there's something that can often feel like RNG if you're not like too dialed in about what you're doing, where the way that you move determines how she moves. So you have to be really aware of that as well.
I'm just happy we got to hang out with the best character, Quirrell, for a bit.
Quirrell's great. We don't actually get to talk to him that much or see him in any of the other parts of the game where he shows up, but he is indeed best character.
Anyhow, we will be having more cutscenes and a bit more walking, so
Yeah, feel
the
free
host
to
wants
talk.
to say something?
Right, thank you very much. I would just like to quickly remind the audience of 2 things. We are currently almost halfway to the Talk TL the Bug incentive. We still need 82 euros out of the 150. And I would also like to quickly point out that we have very nearly reached 3,000 euros or a total amount for this event. So thank you very much. And let's get to that 3,000.
I'm very confused as to what just happened.
I have no clue what just happened.
Yeah, we do actually. We want 3 ticks. So yeah, let's. Oh,
Yeah, we'll just
that
kill,
guy.
We'll just kill stuff.
And then this one in the middle. My bad.
We'll get a bench.
Fine. The health doesn't actually matter right now. Wait. Let's get this last one.
Sure.
There.
It's fine.
We're just gonna sit at a bench anyway. So, coming up is Queen's Garden's Acid Skip, which I mentioned before. This is probably the hardest trick in the game, or in this run again. I keep saying in the game. That's not what I mean. It's just like Crossroads Acid Skip, where we're going to be clinging to a wall and then dashing in this particular window to go under the ceiling but over the acid. It's just that this particular window is much smaller than for Crossroads Acid Skip. That's all it is.
Basically, the acid is higher up.
Yeah, ready.
Okay.
A little early. This is why we picked up all that extra soul, because every time you fail QGA, you lose a health. But wait for me to call. Ready. A little early again.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes!
Okay.
We're going to play this ultra
Very safe. 1 hit and then we dash away.
Going to wait, going to wait,
Yeah.
going to wait.
Knock him off the platform, dash away. Okay. Same thing again. Fuck off, and then we heal. Okay. Now we kill the moss guy.
Then we kill the moss dude.
And then we kill this guy the rest of it. There we go.
Then we kill it further.
When they die, they leave behind.
Yeah, fair enough.
They leave behind this corpse that you can also still deal damage to get more soul, even though they don't move anymore.
We need more soul.
We
though.
do, yeah. But that's okay. Nice dodge. Wow.
Now we can just get away.
Yeah.
We get 6 mantis. This is unfortunately where our additional nil damage bites us, because things die faster, which mean we don't have to hit them as often, which means we get less soul.
After this point, though, that's actually going to be a boon rather than a curse. But in that room, it sort of sucks.
Okay, this is
Your
another
cancel.
one of the more difficult things.
Here we go.
So, please.
Nice. It's okay, it's okay.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Get him there.
Heal 1
Heal 1.
and aggro?
Yeah. Nice.
Yes! Oh,
That is a lot harder than it looks. Sorry.
get me the Geo!
I'm getting you the Geo.
Okay,
Okay.
that room is the room with the most potential to spiral out of control in the
Oh, yeah.
entire game.
Oh, yeah.
Those flying enemies, although... Yeah, whatever. Although they... On themselves, they're not too annoying, but the arena is really annoying, and when there's 2 of them, and both of them have a lot of health, and their projectiles just spin around the screen in a rather annoying boomerang-like fashion. Also, we cannot actually hit the projectiles, because then we'll just get hit. It's a giant bag of worms.
It
Or,
sure
well,
is.
mantises, but like,
There we go.
that is... Just go from there.
Sort of rude. Yeah, we'll just... Wait. Oh my god.
Really?
We're taking the bench again.
Yeah.
I want the soul. So we benched after Mantis Arena because... normally we wouldn't do that in single player, but because Mantis Arena... our spawn point right now is still the bench before Queen's Garden's Acid Skip. And so
we can go
we
directly.
really want to set our spawn point to something not that. Because if we die at any point, then we'd have to do Queen's Garden's Acid Skip again. So now we don't have to do that.
That is
Plus, it's an
also-
easy full heal.
That is also the second reason why Mantis Arena sucks so much. It's a very difficult thing, and if we fail, we
have
don't
to
have
do
to do
Queen's
just
Gardens
it
again.
again. We have to do Queen's Gardens Acid Skip again.
Oops. Okay,
And-
this is your cancel. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Whereas it took us only...
Let's heal.
That's fine. Whereas it only took us a single life this time, it very often takes us 2 or 3 or even 4 to just get it once.
Yep.
And that's just no.
Now this is one room where we really have to be like in sync together to avoid falling into the vines.
I think we passed the 3,000 if I'm not mistaken.
I think we did indeed. This is a good time to read. Go for it.
Yeah, this is fine. We do
Right,
the thing.
thank you very, very much. I have 3 donations for you. First off, I have 17 euros from
Farm Spider.
Ignoble. No, but no
Yep.
comment, but thank you very, very much. I also have 68 euros from Cabbage Salad saying, hi, Elderbug. And we also have 82 euros from Clover saying, hey, did you know Clovers want to talk to bugs? And that means 2 things. We have indeed met the Elderbug incentive, and we've reached over 3K in total donations.
Woo! Amazing.
Heal 1. Nice. Remember the pogo? Okay, that was fine. Everything's fine.
We're alive.
Thank you all for the generosity. Onzin and I are really having to pay attention to this right now.
This area is called Deep Nest, and as you can imagine, there's spiders.
Yeah, we
It's
forgot the
dark,
warning,
and
but-
there's spikes. There's a lot of spiders, and it's a lot of dark. We're going to just farm this. Because
We
that's faster.
unfortunately forgot the arachnophobia warning, but oh well.
It's a game about
Sorry.
bugs.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Let's heal.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
we go. Crystal dash. Wow, that still worked. Okay.
Nice.
You're canceled.
That one was rather. Ooh.
Sorry. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me.
If we fall down here, it's a really long trek to get back, and
It
there's
really
absolutely
is.
nothing of use there.
Yep. Okay, we made it to Beast Den.
We made it to the next bench.
Bench? Yeah, it's just got some friends. You know,
it's-
most benches you're really lonely, but
coming
this
in
one
for a
we,
group hug.
Yeah, we got a little group hug with our friends. Everything's just dandy.
Yeah, it's just a BSG welcome.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. All right, this is the part where I mash nail.
You say that so
Well?
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only actually one button that works here.
Yep.
The first time we did this, it took forever.
Yeah, because I didn't know that nail was the only button that worked, so I was mashing all of my buttons, and then progress was just really slow because I was only hitting the nail button like very rarely. It was extremely silly. All right, so these are stalking devoutes. They've got this big protective faceplate sword mix thing that's really weird, which protects their face. And so we have to wait for it to open up before we can actually hit them, although fireballs do just go straight through, so we're going to be making use of that by farming some soul off of other enemies. There's a
Anyhow-
lot of devouts in this area, but we only actually need to kill 2.
We cannot glitch our way past them. There are ways known, but we just have to kill them, and they have a giant health bar to get. Please, just die. They have a giant health bar to get through, which is a bit annoying.
It sure is. It should be a good cycle. That's fine.
Good
That's
enough.
fine. 3 is
Okay,
fine.
Heal.
Only after.
Yeah.
If we can get there with 3, I want to get there with 3. Okay,
We
fine.
cannot.
That's fine though. We'll just heal here.
That was the first and only grub we will be saving this run because every other grub is slow.
Yep. And that
Technically,
grub
this
doesn't
one is
really
also
lose any
slow,
time.
but like,
Only like a tiny amount.
Yeah, so on the grub it should be noted that it's very important to manage your fireballs to get past them as quick as possible.
On the grub? I
Sorry,
think you mean on the devouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it. I'm sleep deprived.
Oh no, we could have just killed him.
yeah, then say so.
I thought you knew.
No, I
It's
don't.
fine. It's fine.
I know that the things have like
There we
135
go.
health.
We get a full heal when we go eat Harris Soul here, so that's all fine. We're at 240, so we just get the easy backup.
Yeah. What you would
Crystal?
see,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, sorry. What you would see people do normally with the stalking devouts is face tank them because if they hit you, they deal 2 damage. If you hit them, they only deal 1, and then you can out damage them because your invulnerability frames allow you to get through the entirety of the smashing attack. You get 3 hits and a fireball in. It's just very nice.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's difficult.
Yeah, it's a little too risky for 2P1C, but it is definitely the sort of strat that we might go for if we grind this down further. Anyway, long cutscene once again. Dreamers, you know the drill. Host, go ham.
Thank you very much. I have 30 euros from We Are Geek saying, I'm very impressed with your playthrough. Keep it up, less than 3.
It's only a little bit left.
Thank you. There's only the final boss. We have collected all...
That and jumping out of Hidden Village, which we failed earlier. So
that is fair. That is the secret final boss.
And we gotta talk to Elderbug.
And we do have to talk to Elderbug.
Please.
Sorry. Yep.
Things up.
I forgot. I know where my buttons are.
Amazing. We need 250 to get out of here.
Yep.
Anyhow, where were we? Oh yeah, we collected the 3 Dreamers, so we can just pick up the final boss, kill him, and then that's all.
It's
if
like
we get out. If we get out.
Good save.
Here.
Good save. Good save.
Good save.
Dude,
Can
you need to jump later. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. No, it's like the old Metroid games or Mega Man games where you just have to beat all of these like big bosses, or at least like get the big objectives, in order to unlock the room to the final boss. We're just going to be making our way over there, but on the way we're going to stop in Dirtmouth because that's the closest to the Black Egg Temple, which is where the final boss is.
And we have to talk to Elderbug.
And we have to talk to Elderbug, so that works out really nicely. This is the last chance we get. So, hi Elderbug. How are you doing today? Yeah.
Sheesh.
Me too, buddy. Feel free to read that last donation.
Thank you very much. I have €5 from Miss LWD. Saying, let's another 5. Let's go for the 4K. Do you want to see a UFO? Well, let's hit that Silent Hill incentive then. And 2-player 1 controller is always amazing to watch. Keep it going. Cheers.
All right. We've got something funny to show off here. If you go into the Black Egg Temple opening cutscene in a state that's not just like the regular night, sometimes you can get stuck in that animation. The Crystal Dash is the only ability we have you can do that with, but you can also do it with Cyclone Slash to make the knight repeatedly spin in place. Unfortunately, the effect ends if you enter the door, so we don't get to fight the Hollow Knight with, you know, this outlook the whole time.
That was amazing, though.
We're gonna make a little safety save here for complicated reasons, and then let's get set. We can do it.
Good luck.
Time to fight our sibling. Oh yeah, there's complicated lore in this game. Like,
Yeah.
What
that's
lore?
for people not going fast.
Damn.
That's pathetic.
Oh no. All right, whatever. That doesn't actually matter for the fight. It's just a little meme thing. Here we go.
That was fast. Really?
I don't mind. It's a little slow, but it's on the safe side, so I don't mind seeing that in 2P1C specifically. My bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
playing,
nice.
playing it safe in this fight is quite...
He will scream in a bit.
Yeah, in 2P1C, it's very important to just do all the safe stuff in this fight, because this is another one of those things like Mew Mew and like Mantis Arena that can really get out of hand if you let it. So we're trying not to let it. My bad. Okay, will we heal next chance?
Yeah. We
Nice.
heal 2.
Heal 2. Okay, and that's into phase 3, at which point the fight becomes almost trivial. The
It
different
becomes
attacks,
a lot easier again.
The different attacks that the Hollow Knight uses are different depending on which phase you're in. And phase 3 and 4 simply have like the easiest combination of patterns that can possibly happen. So they're like a lot easier than the first and second phases. Although we still should be a little more careful than I'm doing right now.
The basic idea is that the Hollow Knight adds in attacks with every new phase. We heal at the end of this. And the attacks that get added are just easier to dodge. It's that simple.
That's fine, whatever.
Also, we really like the explosion attack because it just leaves a giant gaping
heal,
hole
heal.
in their defenses. Yeah, sure. Which we can exploit, we can hit, we can fireball. It's a lot of damage and it's rather...
Whoa,
that
sorry.
was
Yeah.
interesting.
My finger unfortunately missed the M key there. Ooh.
Anyhow,
Oh, right, the single
we
slash.
just had the final scream, so in the last phase, we just have to DPS the thing down a bit more. Please die.
Yeah, as a reminder, these two are playing on a keyboard they're both not used to.
There we go.
That's it.
Time will come up when the screen goes entirely black, when the save icon pops up in the lower right. That's when the timer ends.
This run was ridiculous.
This run
This
was...
run was absolutely
very
ridiculous.
Hang on a minute.
This is
Wait.
a PB.
This is a PB and like not a small one.
I was waiting for you to notice.
Yeah, normally.
Time.
Okay. Quick notes to everyone. Normally we play Hollow Knight with a load remover because this game's loading times are inconsistent as I don't know what.
Oh my goodness.
So our PB is the 55 minutes
In-game
time and like
Which
1
is
hour.
it was a 103 in
It's
real
a 103
time.
real time. So this
So
is a massive PB.
We started the timer 8 seconds late, which is fair. Y'all don't know when the timer starts. That's fine. So that means this is a 58:52, which is a PB by like
5 minutes.
5 minutes real time.
And that's without the load remover.
Well, very well done.
I can't believe this.
Well, that was
I guess
Hollow
my
Knight's
mom
2
was
players,
right.
1 controller.
I should have believed my mom.
And that's with talking to Elderbrug.
and waiting at the crystal deck before the thing.
We lost like 15 seconds on purpose this run.
This run was amazing.
Oh, I'm gonna
This
go
run
back.
was actually very
I'm
good.
gonna go back and retime this, like right now, because I need to know that we're not being stupid. Because we might be being stupid. I don't know. I've thought
we
I've
are
had-
stupid. That's
I've
just out
thought
of
I
question
PB'd
here.
before, but okay. Well,
What?
What? Is your timer like broken? Like, is it faster?
I mean, it was a good run, aside from
was. It
dying
really
to
was.
watchers, but like,
Wait, we died to watchers. There's no way this PB'd. That's impossible.
no, it
That
isn't.
lost like a minute and a half.
No, it isn't.
Did PB die to Hollow Knight?
No, but the
No.
PB did a lot of things very slowly. The PB like bled time everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I'll have a look at it later.
Like,
I'll,
everything was perfect aside from watchers.
I'll just run them side by side and see like what the RTA time was on our PB, because I think I have it. Do I have? Wait, no, of course I have it. I have it in
should
live
have
split.
a
I have it in live split. I'm being silly. Anyway, all of that aside, I'm sure we have other runs to get to. So if there's any shout-outs from us, yeah, our commentators mostly. It's thanks to you guys for being here. I
course.
feel like I talked over everyone a lot.
That's
but
all right.
That's fine.
But that's
We
what
knew
I
that
do.
we know that going in.
I'm
we're
here
here for
to
the
fill in.
vibes.
Yeah, we're here to fill in stuff.
Yeah,
and-
no, that did help a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much, Killerchair, and
Cheers.
certainly
Thank you.
someone. We really appreciate you. Yeah, Onzin and I, we both stream, some more often than others. So if you want to find us anywhere, Twitch, YouTube, anything, it's just our hashes, dtail74 and OnzinPower. We're easy to find. And yeah, I think with that should be all from us.
Yeah.
All right, over to you.
Right, thank you very much, and congratulations on that massive PB.
Thank you.
Right, coming up next, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses, run by Floa. This will also be the end of my hosting shift, handing you over to the lovely Rushla. See you guys later, and take care.